Are you ready?
Agility from the champion. Oh, deep six! That could be it. Delivers this deep six.
Good evening. This is episode 148. I am joined by Brandon, aka Bash. Brandon, how you doing tonight?
Good. Allergies done kicking my butt, so I'm a little tired, a little everything, but it's all right. We'll be okay. How you doing, sir?
Very good, man. I can't believe we are here. I cannot believe we are here 2 days away that I'm leaving for Vegas, and WrestleMania is this Saturday. Can you believe it? I felt like it was just yesterday, and we were talking about how we had 10 weeks to go before Mania, but it's this weekend.
Yeah, it's definitely came up pretty quickly. Did not expect to, like you said, be watching the last Raw tonight before Mania.
So, Brandon, I wanted to ask you, but for those of you guys that are watching, please hit that subscribe button, give us a like, share this with your friends, and let everybody know that we are here by hitting that subscribe button and share this with your friends. So, Brandon, why didn't you like Raw tonight? And you said you liked it even you disliked it even more tonight than last week.
Yeah, it's
talk about
just boring, predictable nonsense that could have been accomplished. I always make this joke, but I can't remember where it's from. But just this could have been accomplished in an email. Like, I hate to say it that way, but it's just they're phoning it in. And I do also apologize. This does come from AEW last night, and I know we're taboo, whatever it is, but there are just some crazy matches that they are able to accomplish. And even with WrestleMania coming, nothing happened tonight. And even with WrestleMania coming, I don't think there's too many matches that will implode other than the ladder match and obviously the Brock versus Oba match. And that was the biggest stuff of tonight. So, yeah, I don't know. I was not a fan of the last few Raws.
Yeah, tonight was kind of just like one little last push to, one little last ditch effort to push a couple feuds and get you hyped up about Brock and Oba and Liv and Stephanie back here and the IC title match. And, it was an okay Raw. We had a pretty good promo at the end. I've seen better go home Raws for sure, but I have a feeling that Mania is going to over deliver, and I got some wild possibility predictions that we possibly could talk about, and I really think that WWE, Triple H, I think they're going to over deliver. I think they're going to over deliver at WrestleMania. They have to, and I have a feeling that they're going to do something at WrestleMania 42 that's going to tie into WrestleMania 43 next year, wherever that may be, because Saudi Arabia is not guaranteed the way the war is going right now. We don't know.
Yeah, true. I think I said that a little bit ago. You don't want to make who knows how many different people travel, and also the backgrounds of how many different people in WWE. So, yeah, I could see that might get moved eventually.
Yeah.
Vegas times 3.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I mean, WWE is really waiting for that Tennessee Tennessee Titans Stadium to get done so they can do a WrestleMania in Nashville. So that's one city that's on deck. Indianapolis, maybe, and some people even said that New Orleans would have outdrawn Las Vegas this year, and I highly doubt that, because for somebody who's been to Las Vegas, would never say that New Orleans is going to outdraw Las Vegas. There's just so much you can do on the strip, so many different shows, so many different off-site things you can do. You go to Grand Canyon, go to the Hoover Dam, a lot of things a lot of sightseeing, Mojave Desert, Red Rock Canyon, and the list goes on and on and on. That's why we're going for 9 days, because there's a lot that there's a lot to do, and not to mention, I need to hit the roulette table a couple times. You're not gonna have any of that fun in New Orleans. New Orleans was actually kind of boring, unless you're like a heavy nightclub person and a heavy drinker and stuff like that. Then New Orleans is not for you. There's no way New Orleans looks gonna outdraw Vegas. But I digress.
I can't remember the last time they hit Florida. I'm surprised they haven't gone there yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably on deck within the next 3 to 5 years for sure.
When did they did Tampa, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Can't remember when that was. That would have been
37.
2019 then? No, I do the math wrong.
20. That was 2021.
That was 21. Okay. I added a year or I subtracted instead of added a year. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe now they probably got a little bit then. Texas, I know they've done a few times now.
Yeah, Orlando
California,
may be a
they've done
little
enough.
overdue, and then Toronto's way overdue. So, and London's never gotten one, so London's gonna. They just have to. It all comes down to paying the money. London's got to be willing to pay the money in order to get that Mania, because apparently, due to bidding agreements, the WWE wants to go there to London, but London's got to cough up some money. So.
I think France would go hard too, but I don't think they have. I don't think they have a 60K like event arena there. I'm not too certain, but
I think they do. I'm not too sure. You have to kind of look and see what their soccer stadium venues have and stuff.
I kind of want to look it up real quick, but we digress.
Yeah. Anyhow, there was some highs and lows to this show. But I guess we'll just start here. We'll talk about the contract signing. So they did a split contract signing tonight with Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. And the reason for this is just because they did not want Brock and Oba Femi tearing up ringside like they did last week. So, with that being said, there were two separate contract signings. Brock Lesnar coming out first, and Oba Femi coming out a little bit later. So, Paul goes on to say there will be a winner and the loser will be Oba Femi. The contract signing featuring Lesnar and Oba. They came out separately, and then later on we see Triple H. He comes out with Adam Pearce for the second part of the contract signing, and then you see Oba Femi signed the contract, but then Paul Heyman comes out again. So he comes out again. So he says he's never seen anyone become the biggest star so fast. Not in the industry at all ever since Lesnar. Lesnar's the last person that has risen as fast as Oba is right now. Paul Heyman says Oba's violent, and that's what he likes about Oba Femi. And the problem is that Paul Heyman says it's all going to come to an end for Oba Femi this Sunday. The build is going to come crashing down when he is conquered by Brock Lesnar, and Paul says his door will always be open to Oba Femi. And then we see Oba saying it's time to put an end to the beast. Oba says he'll never join Paul Heyman, and that his door is already open for Mania. Says Paul's been a good mouthpiece, but never an honest one. And if he was honest, Paul Heyman would have said Lesnar is scared of Femi. So, what did you think of this whole promo?
We haven't really heard Oba talk, so I'm glad he grabbed the mic and was able to get his 2 cents in. That was pretty cool. And I felt like the crowd was a little lackluster for him. I think he was dropping some pretty good lines. He said, "I'm the one," and that I've always been the one. So I definitely,
The
it was
crowd
good to
was
hear Oba
hot for
talk.
Oba tonight.
For Oba, yes,
Yeah.
but everything that he was saying, like the poppable moments, he didn't really get too much of a loud cheer. That's all I'm really saying. But yeah, the crowd was very hot for Oba. You heard it the whole time when Brock was out, they were cheering for him. When Paul was talking, they were cheering for him. And he grabbed the mic, and everyone's like, "All right, I'm just gonna zone out a little bit." But yeah, no, I think I remember us talking and said that they weren't gonna let Oba look bad in any type of way. So I was more expecting Brock to come out of nowhere while Oba was talking and pick him up to hit the F5, and then nothing happens, you know. But
I was expecting Brock to come from behind
yeah,
too at some point.
I was surprised that it was just cut to. Can I talk real quick about what they cut to after? Is there
Absolutely.
anything left to say? Okay. Right after that, right? Oba trying to look like a menacing monster of among men. I know that was a tag for Braun, but uh, we then see Liv Morgan's new music video and song. I'm like, how is this what you put on right after Obafemi and Paul Heyman talk? I was so confused. I had no clue that that happened.
Oh no, kidding! Was that your first time seeing it today?
That was the first time I saw it. I had no clue it came out. So I'm like this. Like I said, there were so many other points in the show to do that, but right after Obo was the funniest to me. Oh, it's an okay song. It was all right.
I think that's gonna be the song that comes out to it, Mania. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm not gonna lie, I think that's what's gonna happen.
I think that'll like they'll probably do like 10 to 20 seconds of that, and then they'll do her normal like song. But yeah, they'll definitely play a little bit of that. They'll find a way to mix it in somewhere. There's been a few people that have done that. Now, I wonder who gets the live band this year, if anybody does.
Whew, I mean, I gotta believe that maybe Punk brings back Living Color.
Maybe. Now that he is the main event, that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, Randy Orton could get a singer.
I feel like Jelly
Um,
Roll will probably do something.
yeah, yeah, that's a really good question. I haven't really heard it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
We shall see.
Yeah. Moving on. So that takes care of the contract signing. Like I said,
Mhm.
like you said, I was expecting a little bit more, but we didn't. But either way, we're gonna get a big match, and we already know Obafemi is going over Brock Lesnar. So, but moving on,
Not
we
a,
had what's that?
it's not a spoiler,
Yeah.
as Paul would like to say.
um, we see the Vision. We see a promo with the Vision, encouraging. They weren't there tonight. They just had like a little backstage segment from what I saw.
They were all there sparingly. Like
Yeah.
no, there was something with every single one of them, except for Roxanne and Raquel, I guess. But yeah, there was something with the four of them because
I,
JD had the match.
yeah. I was. I mean,
Well,
I was talking about the Vision.
oh, the Vision.
Yeah.
No, they had the promo.
Yeah. That's
I
all
was
they
thinking
had
of
was the
Judgment Day. I'm
promo.
sorry, I'm too tired.
No, no, you're good. So the Vision, we see the Vision in the promo encouraging ISO speed to lock in. You know, we got you back, but you gotta have ours. Then they go into the video of ISO Speed training. Speed actually looks pretty good in his training. This match is set to kick off night one of WrestleMania. But Speed looked pretty good in this video. You have anything that crossed your mind, comments or thoughts about that?
Um, well, I mean, I can't remember what he was doing something where it was similar to like what Shaq did, where he was taking everybody on in different things. So like he was taking on a few track stars doing stuff, then he started training some other things. But then he got into training WWE and he did some stuff with Randy Orton. This was only a few months ago. So like he takes this seriously, at least a little bit. So it was pretty cool to see him being able to fly across the ring. He's a fast guy. We've already seen him a few times in the ring. So I think he can perform in the time that they're going to give him with guys that have been. That's the thing, is the Usos have been wrestling for 20 plus years. LA Knight, not WWE wise, but he's been into wrestling for 15 years plus. So like he's going with guys that are pretty professional in the ring. So I think they'll carry him pretty well. I think he should do all right with his athleticism regardless.
Yeah, 100%. And then moving on, we see Charlotte in the match versus Lyra. So Bailey cost Charlotte the win. Lyra pins Charlotte because Bailey interrupted with the during the pinfall. But keep in mind, Charlotte costed Bailey on Friday, so Bailey was just returning the favor. So Lyra gets the win over Charlotte. Nothing really too much to go over here. We'll talk more about them later. But getting back to the Usos and LA Knight backstage. MFTs show up, saying the Usos make the family look bad by hanging out with this clown LA Knight, according to Solo. LA makes the challenge for MFT to come out to the ring for a match. Usos come out later. They're back to their old music. We see so that match gets approved. Usos come out later. They're back to their old music. The new song did not go over well 2 weeks ago, apparently. So it just didn't fit for what they were doing. But we get the Usos versus MFT. The part of the headline here is with Tama Tonga. But you see, during the commercial break, Tala is heavily getting involved during the commercial break. MFTs are dominating the whole middle part of this match, all throughout commercial break. And then not too far after they come back from commercial, we see Tama Tonga show up late, and Tala and Solo distracted because they were wondering where Tama Tonga was, as he never came out with them. And then when Tonga Loa, his back was turned, LA Knight hits the BFT and gets the win. So the storyline here is more of seemingly dissension between Tama Tonga and the rest of the MFTs. Looks like we're headed into some kind of a split here. Where do you think we're going? Do you think like maybe like they're gonna get rid of Solo or make Tama the new leader, or what do you think?
I think Tama will branch off and maybe take a couple other guys because we already know that Fatu kind of did the same thing. So maybe Tama Tonga sees that there's a way out the way that Fatu did, so he'll probably just back out himself. He might also call in some help as well because obviously there's Samoans out the wazoo. So yeah, he might try to make his own little bloodline of for himself and call in some assistance. So I think there's a lot of routes that they can go, especially now. Uh, on Friday night, they're taking on how many members of the Wyatt Six is the real question.
Yeah.
I haven't seen, because obviously there's 4 members of the YS6 that are, no, 4 or 5 that are male.
4 and then plus Nikki. Yeah.
Right. So you have Solo, Tala, JC, and then
Tungaloa.
Tangaloa. So you don't need Tama in the 4-on-4. So that's where I could see some dissension there as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot that can happen on Friday night regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a Friday night thing. Maybe that could lead to an impromptu match on Sunday, which I doubt. But it could be a Friday night thing that could get us to something happens between Tama Tonga that could get us to like Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
So, but um, moving on, we have Stephanie Vaquer um, jumps Liv Morgan tonight. I'm sorry, did I
Other
get
way.
this wrong?
Other way around, yes, sir.
I
It
got that
was
wrong.
it was Stephanie was about to get an interview. There was a question
Yes.
asked to her on how are you feeling, and Liv Morgan said, "Screw your question," and attacked from behind. And then we get all out brawl until the officials come on back in. And then even then, Liv Morgan gets out of the officials' holds, I believe twice in this whole back and forth endeavor. And then Vaquer is able to run at her twice after that. So everybody just keeps breaking free,
Liv
but
Morgan
nobody's
loses
really
it.
hurt. Yeah,
She lost it.
she lost it.
Since she snapped. And Kathy Kelly was knocked down during this interaction.
Yeah, they even made it a point later on in the broadcast to say that she was getting medical assistance, but she seems to be okay. Like, damn, I know she's an announcer, but she can't fall down 4 feet and not be at least a little okay.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
But yeah, good little segment there. I'm ready to see them fight already.
Yeah, they've already fought enough without fighting.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Like, this was a long WrestleMania build.
Hmm.
And I almost think that a shorter WrestleMania build, if they would have pushed off Elimination Chamber like an extra 2 or 3 weeks, and then shortened the WrestleMania build a little bit instead of waiting 10 weeks in between, waiting 8 weeks in between pay per views, maybe shorten it up to like 6 weeks. I think it would have been a little bit better because I just feel like the WrestleMania builds on some of these matches have been kind of like long and drawn out, and I'm just ready to see. I'm ready to see these matches already.
It really is unfortunate because a lot of them do roll alone. So the ones that have been able to be maintained is, and we'll talk about it soon, of what happened tonight with Iyo and Rhea and Jade and everything like that, her having Michin and BFAB around. There's ways to keep that exciting because there's multiple elements in the storyline. When Stephanie Vaquer rolls alone, there's not really much that you can build on her other than either doing an attack, doing an interview, or being attacked. So it's kind of tough, like you said, for 10 weeks to build on that. So, yeah, I think it might be smart to start having Vaquer roll with some friends in the future to be able to build some of these storylines.
Yeah, I agree. Then we had tonight. We had Seth Rollins and Gunther altercation. Gunther comes out to the ring and Seth Rollins wastes no time. He comes out. 2 weeks in a row, Gunther jumps Seth, and basically this is a receipt that Seth says, and that Mania, Seth Rollins is going to finish the job.
Yeah, that's really about it.
But here's the thing, though. Like, I think Gunther's going to win this match here. One, Gunther hasn't won a WrestleMania match in at least 3 years. right? And then two, I think they're gonna start setting up Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. To do that, I think you get Braun Breaker come back at WrestleMania and cost Seth Rollins the match.
If he's ready, absolutely. If not, you just do a masked individual. Because why not do another masked individual? Yeah, I think there's going to be a masked individual.
I mean, I guess that could work, but or he just comes out in a hoodie and then unveils himself. But yeah, Seth wants Gunther to tell him why he wants to fight Seth at Mania. Gunther says that he's going to solve Heyman's problem and that for years Seth has been acting like he's the best, but in fact Gunther is. And he also says that Seth Rollins can't lace his boots, and then it leads to another brawl between the two. Seth nearly curb stomps Gunther head on the steps, but Gunther gets away and then runs away from there. So that's how the Gunther and Seth Rollins segment ends tonight, with that face off from a distance, and we're gonna get that match, which I believe is night one, if I'm not mistaken. But
I'll agree. I'll agree until you're wrong.
yeah,
But I'm going to go with yes.
then we see Dominic backstage. We see Dominic backstage. He's complaining that he has to face the Demon, and he tells Pierce that he's signed to face Balor, not the Demon, and he's complaining that his deadbeat dad has a shot at his IC title at Mania. So that's pretty much what we get out of Dominic tonight. So the Demon versus Dominic Mysterio. Are you looking forward to that match?
I am. I've wanted to see the Demon come back multiple times, and I feel like this is now a way that we can finally get him into a bigger role in WWE, is have the Demon come back multiple times. Maybe even turn the Demon into the Fiend. Have this be a resurrection. Like, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see how the wrestling goes from it, but I think that they should definitely push this side of him more. I really like it.
Part of the reason I know part of the reason I'm thinking part of the reason why they don't do it as often is because a lot goes into his paint work.
True.
A lot of
But
work goes into it. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, how Jeff Hardy, Gold Dust, these guys have done it for years.
Yeah,
Or I
this is
guess
true.
like maybe what they could do then is maybe create a quick version that doesn't include the chest being the mouth and everything like that, and they can just kind of like black with like red for the eyes or something, like do like a quick version, because it looked like they kind of did that tonight too when they did the little vignette of him showing
You see his
like the
black
demon
eyes.
face. Correct. So they could probably like show that side of him, like almost do a Clark Kent with just glasses on, glasses off type thing, and be like, "Yeah, here's the demon," and little quick job of something on.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But a lot of work goes into that body paint, though.
Oh yeah, that stuff's crazy. The
Yeah, a
tongue and the
lot of
teeth
work.
from it, and oh gosh,
Which is why I believe it's been saved for special occasions.
like a big WrestleMania.
Coming up next, we have Iyo Sky versus Kaire Sane. Um, Basically, we see Asuka get involved. She drives Io's Sky's head into the ring post, which then triggers Rhea to come out and to get her hands on Asuka. But then Jade follows behind Rhea from behind, takes out Rhea, and then after that, Iyo takes out Jade. A lot of brouhaha going on here, and then we see Asuka knocks down Iyo from the top rope, and Kaire Sane rolls up Iyo from behind for the win. And basically, we got the little set. Do you think it's possible? And this will probably be part of our prediction show too. But do you think it's possible that Iyo may turn heel on Rhea at Mania?
I I thought about it for like a second, but I don't think so. I don't think that there's really a. I don't want to say that there's not a time to do that, but I feel like I said, because Jade is also rolling with me, Chin, and BFAB now, Rhea's gonna need some help, and her real only help is Iyo. So I think Iyo will come out and help at some point, but I don't think she turns.
Jade she cannot, by no means, walk out of WrestleMania with that title.
Yeah,
She cannot. I don't want to.
just
I don't want to see it.
it just sucks because then you lose Rhea on Raw, which I mean I guess SmackDown kind of needs the help. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. But like you said, there's almost no way that you're gonna not give Rhea a belt and allow her, like I said, to push SmackDown ratings because I know that they've been going down pretty recently.
Somebody was saying that due to the fact that Jade Cargill just got herself a little faction, the baddie faction with Michin and BFAB, um, that quite possibly Jade Cargill holds on to the belt.
Like I
I
said,
don't know. Rhea wiped them out on SmackDown. Legitimately wiped them out on SmackDown. Confronted Jade.
3-on-1 is tough. So we will see if, like I said, if Io stays true and stays best friend, I think she could probably take both of them out
Yeah.
and get a real 1-on-1. Maybe the ref is cool and throws them out.
Jade Cargill's title push has not been good by any means. Not been good. But anyway, those of you guys that are watching, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button below. This will help us out. Comment and share with this with your friends, and join in on the conversation. Okay, so we had Dragon Lee and Javon Evans versus JD and Rusev, and Dragon Lee picks up the win here for his team tonight, as he wins with Styles Clash, putting the Style Clash on JD. But then we see Rusev clears the house. Even Rey Mysterio comes out, takes out Rey, takes out everybody, takes out the whole field of this weekend's ladder match, which will open up the card on Sunday, by the way, or help open up the card, because Lesnar and Oba are going to open up on Sunday, and followed by that will be the ladder match.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts on this ladder match for Sunday? Who do you think is going to come out on top here?
I mean, a lot of times when they allow for somebody to, how do I say, whoever looks good at the end of the match will a lot of times come out as the winner. So I could see Rusev staying on top. They're obviously putting a lot on Rey coming into this match. And then Penta keeping it does make sense because he has had a very good run and has been in some fantastic matches. So, I don't know.
I mean, I will say that WWE is very high on Javon Evans right now.
That is true
I
too.
would not be surprised if and I think he'd be like the youngest Intercontinental Champion. They were saying, I don't even know. There was some kind of stat out there, but Javon Evans, they're very high in Javon Evans. Rusev had a really good showing tonight, and it's kind of believable that it's possible that he could win. And quite frankly, I think he should, because he hasn't had a great run for a while since he got back. And I believe with his persona, his physique, that they could do more with Rusev. I think Rusev's got to get the win here, but quite possibly Penta retains. But if there's any time that he could lose a title, the safest way to do it while protecting Penta would be through a ladder match, or triple threat, or some kind of multi-man match. So it's quite possible Penta doesn't walk out with the title. I think it's gonna be either Javon Evans or Rusev.
I agree. Also, if Javon Evans wins, he would be the youngest, as Jeff Hardy was 23 when he won his. Javon is, I still believe, 21. If not, I think turning 22. I think his birthday is actually soon. I think I remember seeing that. He might be celebrating at WrestleMania. Let's see. Born April 29th. Yes. So 2 weeks from now, he will be 22. That's crazy.
Wow. So, yeah. So I mean, Javon's gonna be the high flyer of the match for sure. And, Penta's gonna do some spots. Rusev is the muscle of the match, and Rey Mysterio is Rey Mysterio. So I think we have. I like this ladder match because people say that this ladder match came out of nowhere, but it really didn't because they were building this ladder match on the WWE main event and nobody knew about it because nobody watches WWE main event. So if you watch WWE main event, and if I would have watched it, I would have known, but that's not the case. But I like how this match has different dynamics to it, like different styles of wrestling. So it's gonna be good. I think Triple H picked some good guys here for this match.
Yeah.
This match might even steal the show. So, but anyway, we are up to our last segment of the night.
Wait,
What do you got for me?
with the beep. Danhausen came and left,
Yes.
but he wants to talk to John Cena. So I think we're going to see a match added Sunday on like the free hour or something, and Danhausen will talk to John Cena on Saturday.
So you think we'll see an added match with Danhausen?
Yes.
It's possible. It's possible. I think one night has 7 matches, the other night has 6, so they might add one. But did you? So you probably didn't see this, but during one of the commercials breaks, Danhausen comes out and he's doing his shtick on the microphone, talking to the fans, saying how I'm nice, I'm evil and stuff, and he walks to the machine that shoots out the shirts, multi shirts.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to shoot out the shirts. You see the smoke coming out. The shirts aren't flying out. There's a shirt launch malfunction, and yeah, and then he's like, anyway, good night, everybody. So he just like runs away to the back, and then it comes, and then Raw is back live. So
that's hysterical.
Yeah, so that was crazy. But yeah, we have the Roman Reigns CM Punk segment, and again, I thought this was pretty good. I don't think there was any segment that was bad in this whole entire build, except for the punchlines that we got with Roman calling CM Punk old. That was not a good segment by any means, but the banter back and forth has been pretty good lately.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
I think I'm ready for them to fight already. They've been brawling. They both went through the table. They had their one-liners. They had, at least tonight, kind of built a little bit. And CM Punk did, he did say a few things that actually kind of made the story make even more sense. Where he was saying that he hates Roman because he envies him, and he envied him for a lot of reasons, like how long he was champion, but also how he was in one of the many royal families, the way that Cody says it. So that was a little knock at Cody as well. But yeah, he says he envies not being born into one of those kind of families. So I was definitely definitely surprised that he admitted having envy. Like he's the champion, but he still kind of wants what Roman wants.
Yeah. And he also goes on to say, I don't know what that family is like. You know, he was born in Chicago, and he was a misfit that had his own. He had to find his own family, and then says he found my family in the streets of Sacramento. He's found his family wherever he's wrestled. He's found his family in the Indies, and he conquered the Indies. He made pro wrestling. He says he made pro wrestling my home and my family. He says he hates the fact that he feels this way, and that he has to share this with Roman. So he says that late Sunday night he will have the gold above his head, and the ring announcer will say, "And still heavyweight champion of the world," with Vegas chanting CM Punk. But then we see Roman's little rebuttal,
Rebubble. I like that.
rebubble. His little. There'll be lots of bubbles in Vegas, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But his his little rebuttal. Roman says, probably the truest stuff I've ever heard you say until the very end, referring to the point where CM Punk says he's gonna beat him. But Roman goes on to say, "I hate you too for a long time, and the main reason is because of your relationship with the fans." And I hope that when I leave, that they chant my name for for the year straight. But Sunday, the reality is that that his run as champion is up. And then Roman goes on to say that on Sunday, they will say and new champion, and on Sunday that we're gonna fix this mess. And on Sunday, the tribal chief takes back over, and the whole world will acknowledge me. So yeah, there was a lot of pieces to this segment. So much that I was surprised that I was able to like catch almost every single point, because they were taking their time speaking lines to each other and stuff like that. But yeah, the stage is set. Night 2 main event: Roman Reigns versus Punk. We won't get into the whole prediction thing because we're gonna save that. But I feel like um, that there's gonna be more to this than just who wins the match. I have a feeling that a new storyline is going to be birthed out of this main event. Um, I have a feeling we're going to have a good ending. I have a feeling WrestleMania is going to over deliver. And I'm excited for Oba Femi for this Sunday night, too, against Brock Lesnar. I'm looking forward to that. Stephanie versus Liv Morgan. That's going to be a really good match. I'm ready to see them fight. Tag team champions, Nikki Bella and Brie Bella is still up in the air if they're going to be fighting for that, the title in the 4-way match. There might be a replacement there, which I've heard possibly Raquel versus Raquel and what's her name,
Roxanne.
Roxanne. So that could happen. So we'll see. We will see. But I cannot believe we are 5 nights away from WrestleMania. I can't believe it. It just came so quick.
When do you fly off, good sir?
Wednesday morning, I am leaving. I'm leaving. I'll be staying at the Luxor. I'll get there around 11:30 on Wednesday. Staying at the Luxor for 2 days, where apparently Julia and Kiana James from SmackDown are going to be doing autograph signings on Thursday in my hotel.
I highly implore you to go see. Oh yeah, there's a show Thursday night. Chris Angel.
Oh yeah, I saw them last year.
Okay, you
Well,
already saw him.
the last time I was there, I saw Chris Angel, and I also saw Blue Man Group, which is at the Luxor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other shows?
So I got a concert on Thursday, a concert on Friday, and then Mania Saturday, Sunday, Raw Monday, and then the rest is like a free for all Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week.
Oh, you got to see Carrot Top.
Wednesday night, the LA Golden Knights are playing too at home. It's their last game of the season.
Oh wow! Oh, we got to try to make that happen. That'd be cool. Or at
Yeah,
least if anything, hang out outside. Because are they a playoff team this year or no?
that is a very good question. It should be though. The LA Knights have been pretty pretty good for a couple of years now. Ever
They
since they got into the
are
league.
they are number one in the division.
Oh, wow.
And actually, there's two teams that are only a point underneath them with 2 games left. So yeah, the next 3 games or the next 2 games are very important. So that might be very cool to see, but also might be kind of expensive.
Yeah, no, the tickets weren't cheap. But yeah, they're fourth in the conference. Um, but yeah, there are three other teams that are in the uh, fifth, sixth, and seventh, all at 90 points, but LA's at 87. That's gonna be a hard one. So pretty much as you, LA should be the eighth. Oh, but Nashville's 1 point behind LA. San Jose is 3 points behind LA. So that's very tight. Anything, I mean, Winnipeg's 82 points. They're not going to make up 5 points this week. So that's not happening.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Winnipeg's out. But yeah, should be a very good week. It's going to be an action packed week. I'm leaving my house here before 4 a.m. I'm going to catch the 5 a.m. shuttle. Leaving my car at JFK, catching the 5 a.m. shuttle. And then should be at JFK by 5:30. And then go through all the TSA stuff and nonsense and fly out around 8 o'clock. So that's where we stand with that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We should
I'm
have
just personally very concerned about the layout of WrestleMania as far as driving in and driving out. And I know that's going to be a little bit of a hassle the way with the setup and just the way things are laid out over there. So that should be pretty interesting. So, but you have any closing thoughts for tonight?
No, not really. I always try to have something quick to say, but I got nothing today. Be sure to check out our dual location prediction show, unless by some miracle you have time to do something tomorrow. But I guess we will see. Yeah, there's probably a lot going on whenever you want to get the prediction show going, but if there is time when you're in Vegas, that'd be cool to get a dual location.
Yes, that would be really interesting. There will be there definitely will at some point be a prediction show for sure. Tuesday is possible. Wednesday we'll see. Um, but yeah, it will be 3 hours difference. That's gonna be wild. But anyhow, we're definitely gonna be getting a prediction show in, and a lot of content is gonna be coming from Mania this week. I'll be posting this week's top 5 Friday. That'll be this Friday. I'm gonna do this week's edition of top 5 outside of Allegiant Stadium. So that's
Nice.
gonna happen, and that will be filmed during the day on Wednesday or Thursday, and released on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday. We have tentative post shows for those, and who knows when we'll do next Monday's post show. But anyhow, those of you guys that are watching, keep on the lookout. Make sure you guys subscribe to the video and the YouTube channel, that is. And Brandon, well, other than a prediction show, this is our final stop before Mania.
Crazy. Crazy we made it here.
Absolutely crazy. I'm blown away of how quick WrestleMania came this year. But for those of you guys that are watching, thank you so much for hopping on. And stay tuned with a lot more content coming at you this week. It's WrestleMania week, everybody, and I'm leaving Wednesday, and I cannot wait to enjoy this WrestleMania, and it's going to be good. But catch you guys later.
Agility from the champion. Oh, deep six. That could be it. Delivered this deep six. Agility from the champion. Oh, deep six. That could be it. Delivered.